Later on in the programme, we'll be looking at more examples of words that sound the same but are spelt differently. But if you want to find out more, there's a free workbook you can order to give you some pointers. To get your free pack, you can free phone the number on your screen, 1800 20 20 65. That's 1800 20 20 65. Or you can visit our website, www.rug.ie. Well, let's take a look now at some more example of words that sound the same that we tend to mix up.
Some words in English sound exactly the same, but are spelt differently and have different meanings. Look at the spelling of the word two in these sentences. They counted the beds. 1, 2, 3, said Pat. I can smell it too. They walked down to the river. The word to can be spelled in 3 different ways depending on what it means. When to is spelled T-W-O, it's the number 2.
How is the word two spelled in 1, 2, 3?
That's the number 2, so that's T-W-O.
When to is spelled T-O-O, it means also. So, John went to is the same as John went also, or John went as well. To spelled T-O-O also means more than enough, like in the phrase too much.
How is the word two spelled in the sentence I'm coming too?
I'm coming too. That's the same as I'm coming also. T-O-O.
It's too small.
Again, T-O-O.
And that leaves the spelling T-O, like back to school, or how to buy a car.
How is the word to spelled in the train to Dublin?
The train to Dublin. That's T-O.
She is going to sing.
T-O.
Look out for examples of the different spellings of the word to, so that you'll get to know which one to use.
Do you think either of you that having a disability makes life as a teenager more difficult? Or does it make you sort of more assertive in a way?
Well, I've always been an outgoing person, so it wasn't really much of a factor with me.
Right.
But like when I was younger in the CRC, there was good times as well as bad times.
Right.
But when I moved on to, when I was 13, I left CRC and then I moved on to mainstream. So I found that a lot better.
Did you?
Moving into mainstream.
Okay. In what way?
I just like getting on with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just felt no different?
Yeah,
from
I
anyone
didn't feel
else in your
I
class?
didn't feel no different to anybody else.
Yeah. Do you think the teenage years is a bit young to decide what you're going to do in terms of career? You know, the way that you have to make huge decisions then. Is that a bit young, you
I
think?
think so, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it would be better maybe later in your 20s to decide?
Yeah, definitely, because you're more mature then and you know more about what you want to do with your life.
Yeah. Phil, do you agree with that?
I think it differs for individuals really, you know. Some are very mature at 17 and 18 now.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you see young men going to school, they actually look too big to be in a uniform really in 6th year, you know.
Yeah, and can be towering over the teachers.
And can be towering over the teachers as well, you know.
And do you think there are ways in which communication between teenagers and parents could be improved easily?
I suppose it's all about coming to a compromise, you know, and learning to facilitate this changing process within an individual.
Right, well, everyone who grows up has to go through their teenage years, of course, and most of us will have to deal with teenagers at some point. So you might find this next piece a really useful guide.
For many parents and guardians, dealing with teenagers can have its stressful moments. They are maturing physically and striving for independence from you in all areas of their life. So what's it really like being a teenager?
It's tough being a teenager because you could be walking down the street and you get some idiots and all telling you what they think and what you're looking at.
At this stage, I'd love to be a boy because you can just get loads of tracksuits. Being a boy, you can just get tracksuits now. Being a girl, it's like looking for jeans and tops and all. So
Me and mates are in a relationship, but like, I don't know, I'm just not bothered about it, you know what I mean? It's not like I want one or I need one.
There's a lot of peer pressure. When you're with all your friends, you don't smoke and they're like, ah, go on, it's only a smoke, it's only a smoke. Like me, I never smoked in my life, I never would.
There are all kinds of families in Ireland today. Some families are raised by grandparents, some are single parent, some mixed, and some are different nationalities. But one thing is constant: family concerns remain the same. Family therapist Tom O'Donnell highlights these concerns.
Is my teenage son or daughter, are they going to be safe when they leave home? How am I going to make sure that their schooling is appropriate? Are they getting enough exercise and rest? How am I communicating with my son or daughter? How will I ensure that they're going to have suitable friends? How am I going to ensure that they're going to make the right choices in life?
One of the biggest milestones in a parent's life is letting their teenager out for their first disco. Lorraine and Carl White discuss their experience.
Well, first of all, we had to find out who was going.
Where was it?
Where was it? How are you getting there? How are you getting home? Was there a drink or anything like that involved? And all that.
When you are approached by your teenager with a request to go to a disco or other event, it is a good idea to gather your thoughts and get all your questions down on paper so that you don't miss out on any information. For instance, where is it on? Who's organising it? What time is it on? What sort of disco is it? How are they getting there? Will there be alcohol at it? What time is it finishing? Who else is going? Jotting down your questions is a good way to be sure you remember everything that you want to say, so that you don't forget any important detail.
Once we knew that everything was above board and he was home on time, that was
main thing, whatever.
Talking and listening is very important in any family, and most problems that arise between parents and teenagers is due to a lack of communication.
Parents also say to us at times they feel not listened to. Equally, young people would say too that they feel they're not listened to either. Parents would say that they don't have the language to use that enables them to sort of communicate effectively with their teenage sons or daughters. Equally, teenagers will often report a sort of similar situation that they are unable to talk to their parents.
Sometimes I get on them, and then sometimes I wouldn't have big fights, and then other days I'd be talking to them just grand like nothing happened. Like,
Everybody'd have issues, but no, I wouldn't have issues all the time. Like the odd time you'd have a few issues. Just say what you're thinking of. If you see something's going on, you say it's going on.
I suppose it's practicing listening to each other and checking in. Did you mean this or did you mean that? It's about maybe taking turns. So if a young person's talking, it's giving them the time and space to finish what you're saying before, and not sort of cutting in across them.
we'd sit down together with you.
Yeah.
And
you would talk to me and tell me what's wrong and what's the, like, what was the causes of it, like, why'd you do it? And
it's very important for parents, and particularly where there's two parents involved, that both parents are united in what they're saying, and the messages that parents are given are clear.
The two of us would make them realise wherever the incident is. So, like, we'd sit them down, talk to you, and then try and explain whether it was, well, if it was wrong. Well, obviously, you wouldn't be in trouble unless it was wrong. So two of us would sit down and have it out with him and explain it to him, see if he realises what he'd done wrong.
When dealing with teenagers, it is a good idea to talk, ask questions and express opinions, facts and feelings appropriately. Communication between parent and teen is the best possible way of building relationships and overcoming any issues and problems.
What are your plans now, David?
Well, once I finish this course and start looking, and hopefully there's somebody out there.
Job hunting?
Job hunting.
What job would interest you?
Anything in the computerised office skills.
Okay, and it doesn't have to be in a hotel like Clontarf?
No, just anywhere in an office where there's a computer there, and
okay.
You know, once the job is interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
Then you'll consider it?
I'll consider it.
Okay. Aoife, what about you?
I would like to get a job in an office somewhere where there are computers. Because I like working a lot on the computers, and I feel it's more challenging as well.
Well, best of luck to both of you. When will that happen, Phil? When do they start job hunting, or is that part of the course?
They've had a little taster of it last summer. They've been out on work experience, and so have some of the other students as well. By the end of the course, be hoping they'll be sending out CVs to prospective employers within the community and the wider community, you know.
Great.
Because that's their goal. The goal at the end of the day is independence and sustainable.
Yeah, and that's what the course
employment.
is for, isn't it? It's
Yes.
a bridge to get to employment.
Yes.
Well, hope it works out for both of you. Well, that's all we've time for today, I'm afraid. We'd like to thank all of our guests for coming in, to Phil McCabe, Aoife O'Brien and to David Murphy. Thank you very much, all of you. Next time we'll be finding out about how people cope with learning and how to read and write when English isn't their first language. And, believe it or not, how to play poker. In the meantime, though, here are the contact details to get hold of the free student workbook that goes with the series.
For your free student pack and workbook, free phone 1800 20 20 65. That's 1800 20 20 65. Or you can go online and visit www.rug.ie or write to The Really Useful Guide to Words and Numbers, care of Nala, 76 Lower Gardner Street, Dublin 1.